Craig, what do you want to do today?
Well, Dustin? Oh, shit. God damn it. God damn it.
I just want to ride bikes with my friends. I just want to ride bikes with my friends. Yeah! Bike stuff, bad jokes, pizza, friendship. I just want to ride bikes with my friends. I just want to ride bikes with my friends. With my friends, my wheel friends.
Hello, and welcome back to the Wheel Friends Podcast, the comedy podcast that exists in the world of bicycling. I'm your host, Craig Richards. We got a whole new crew today. Joining me is Angela, Allison, and Theresa. Do we cheer? It's just us.
Yeah, right. I'm Allison. I got into biking, actually a late start. I didn't learn to ride a two-wheeler bike until I was like maybe 8, but once I learned, that's all I did. And then I've been commuting since probably 2008, and then Bert and Eilers got me into the bike community more. So
I think you're probably the oldest person, in terms of like the age you started riding, I've met in a long time.
I know. Yeah.
Because like I have no memory of learning to ride a bike. I've been trying to conjure it up, but like at 8, you probably do you remember much of it, or is it just like? So
I got invited to my friend's birthday party, and it was a bike themed birthday party, and I was the only one that couldn't ride bikes yet, so I didn't go. I was super embarrassed, and that's when I realized like I'm gonna have to learn how to ride a bike because everyone else knows how. But we didn't have sidewalks, and I think that was like the biggest thing because we lived in the country. So but yeah,
right on.
I'm Theresa. I don't really have much of an origin story with biking. I always grew up with my older brother's hand-me-down bikes, which is always very difficult. But I bought my first like actual bike that I paid like full price for and didn't get as a hand-me-down like last year, maybe the year before. And so I'm very new to biking and I don't know much about bikes, but they're fun.
Cool. I'm Angela, and I started biking when I was younger, out in the country, and getting my, bike stuck in mud puddles and spinning the tires. But I think as an adult, I didn't pick up biking until I was, in my mid-20s. I was living in Boulder, Colorado, living with a roommate that owned like 6 bikes, and he's like, you got to get a bike.
Yeah, you'll get caught there.
Yeah. So I bought a bike. Surprisingly, living in Colorado, I actually bought a beach cruiser with no gears. Yeah, and it was actually made by North Face, which is kind of a rare bike, perfect for Colorado, I guess. But yeah, so I started biking around on that, and then kind of fell in love with that. Sold that, bought my next bike, sold that bike, bought another bike, and then here I am.
Right on. Mm-hmm. So the 3 of you all went to 24 Hop, and that is hours on the Pueblo, right?
Yes.
I did some research because I didn't want to sound like I didn't know what I was talking about. So it's okay. So my understanding, it's a relay race that lasts 24 hours just in Arizona.
Yep. It's right outside of Tucson in Oracle, Arizona. And it is 24 hours. It's one of the biggest 24-hour races in the country.
What clued you onto it?
My sister. So she lives in Tucson. And we went last year, but we couldn't get in. It's kind of hard to get into. So we just volunteered. And then we tried again this year. We got in. We volunteered again anyways, and it was fun. Theresa and Angela joined us, and we all volunteered together.
Yeah. It was definitely like a last-minute spontaneous trip, and I'm glad it worked out. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, hoping for warmer weather, but it was actually freezing cold the whole time. The coldest, so it's their 20th year this year. It was their coldest weekend ever in history.
So we were hoping for sunshine and desert weather, and we got rain and freezing weather. Yeah, sleeping in tents. And
this is over is February 14th through the
yes, it was
like
yeah. So the race was actually the 16th and the 17th and the 18th. Yeah,
but we got there the 14th.
Yeah, we got there on the Thursday, and then we volunteered on Friday, and then the race was Saturday at noon and ended noon the next day.
I scrolled through the Instagram hashtag just to sort of get a feel for like what the event was. Is it sort of like a Burning Man type deal?
It is
Kind of.
Yeah.
It's dubbed the Burning Man of bike races.
Yeah.
All right, because I was that 24 camp?
24 town.
24
Yeah.
town.
Yep. So there's about 3,500 people, and it's just this random town in the middle of the desert. Mountain bikers,
Yeah. And
weirdos.
I would say a small percentage of the bikers really take the, I think, race seriously. I think a lot of people are just out there to like drink booze, party, and do laps out in the desert. It seems like people were ready to rage, whether they were being competitive or not. So that was kind of cool.
Yep. The whiskey tree is a staple.
Yeah.
There's this random tree on the course.
I think I've seen the whiskey tree in photos before.
Yeah.
It's so fantastic.
It's just bottles of whiskey hanging.
Yeah, just magic.
Do you lay an offering of whiskey onto it?
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yep. There was 18 bottles the
Yeah.
Saturday night.
Little shot glasses in front of them so you could ride by, grab a quick shot of whiskey, keep going. Or you could stay and hang out and party by the fire.
Yeah, so much heckling.
So
That
much
was
heckling.
one thing Polo taught me is to heckle, and I could use that skill at the whiskey tree. Some kid got called out for having Nike shoes.
Like perfectly white Nikes, mountain biking.
It was so funny.
That's the top of every bike accessory list is white Nikes. And then probably some Beats by Dre.
Yeah.
Right. Yes. Yep. There was a guy at the whiskey tree with a megaphone, and he asked for a phrase to like yell out. Have you seen that video of Alan when he forgot he had the bike on the roof of his car?
Oh.
He was leaving. So it's okay with him that we share this story. So we were leaving Polo one night, and the pickleballers put a tent up, like one of those tents that's like about the size of a one-stall garage. And it was just like the piping though.
Oh, yeah.
And Alan thought it'd be fun to drive through it. And as he's like recording with Ryan Gardner in his passenger seat, and he says, pickleball fun bonanza time, obstacle course, drives through.
Oh my god! Oh fuck!
The whole thing like crashes down around him.
Because he doesn't know his bike's up there.
Then he forgets he had his bike on the roof of his car.
Holy shit.
It's a pretty great video.
Really funny.
It's really good.
So that's the phrase we told this kid to say in his megaphone. So he was saying that for probably 12 hours straight.
Yeah, it was the entire rest of the trip. He just yelled pickleball fun bonanza time obstacle course.
Yeah. Thank you, Alan, for that. Angela was able to ride my last lap with me, which was super cool.
That was fun, even though I was super hungover.
Yeah.
We had partied until like 6 in the morning the night before
At the whiskey tree.
And then slept in the car because my tent was not waterproof. And so, yeah, woke up hungover and pulled it together somehow and finished her final lap with her.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I was in a sling because I am currently recovering from broken collarbone. So I waited for them at the whiskey tree.
That was a nice surprise.
That was fun.
Yeah, I think that saved me because 10 miles in, I think I was just sweating out booze.
Yeah.
And then she was there to put more booze in me.
Exactly. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah, so basically it was just bikes, booze. Weird stuff.
Yeah, and people from all walks of life. It was a very cool community. Yeah, we had great neighbors that saved our ass. On the first night, it like poured for 24 hours straight in the desert, which
mud and
yeah,
oh my God.
Right.
and so we just we had decent equipment, but not nearly what we should have had. So our neighbors definitely adopted us, fed us beer, and had a good shelter. And it was definitely like that kind of theme throughout the weekend, as people are just there to have fun and kind of meet other people.
Best neighbors. Everybody you meet there is just super nice.
That bike community.
I know, it's so good. No
It's
matter
so
where
good.
you go. Best. Yeah. But yeah, it was fun. I think our goal next year is all to go down because you can ride solo. It doesn't always have to be
Like a team relay.
right. So we figured out kind of the, I guess, trick or hidden secret is if you sign up as a solo, like you kind of make the race what you want. So technically, if you don't check in, you're still on the course. So that means you can booze, you can drink, you can sleep, and then you can just finish your lap whenever you want to. So you kind of like we have partners. You have to check in, you have to tap out. But so I think we all going to ride together as solo people.
And then we can actually ride together,
Yeah.
which will be the fun part.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, because it gets lonely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a pretty long course.
Yeah, how long? How?
16 miles.
Jesus. Yeah.
Yep.
It's fun though. We had a good time the last day. It actually was good weather. There was sun. We had pretty high winds, but and everyone, you know, they were on their last lap or whatever, and so they're encouraging. They're cool people out
Yeah.
there.
Saw some cows.
Yep.
Saw some sunsets. Some sunrises.
Beautiful, that Arizona sun. What a vivid picture.
Yeah.
Sunsets and cows.
Yep.
Cactus.
And
A lot of
cactus,
cactus.
Lots of cactus.
Everything's pokey.
Yeah.
I'm going to end up in a cactus next year. I can
Please
feel
don't.
it.
When we were about to start our last lap, we ran into this guy's wife that was doing his last lap with him, and he was on his 13th lap. So, I mean, think about that over 24 hours. I mean, you're pounding, you know, away at getting laps in. So I think, and then you met other people that did 1 lap. You met teams that did 2 laps. You met,
There was
you
one
know,
team who did like
24
laps in 24
so,
hours.
Yeah.
That's brutal.
Insane.
So it was a unique race because I think more than anything, it's kind of a race against yourself,
Yeah.
you know?
It reminds me of like those, you ever hear of 6-day races? They were popular in like the early, I think late 1800s, early 1900s, and they happened in like New York City velodromes. So teams would come in and they literally raced for 6 days, and you'd in like 6-hour chunks. So you'd do 6 hours and then your partner would do 6 hours, but like people made a whole thing of it. Like there's an old YouTube video of it's this old video that's just sort of going through the whole thing, and like people just show up, they watch the race, they drink some beer, throw some popcorn, I don't know, but like it seems super cool.
That is super cool.
It's fun.
We should do something like that here. Get it started
For
again.
6 whole days?
Yeah, 6 whole days.
Maybe do like a weekend relay.
Have you seen Jacoby's event? I think it's Jacoby's event on 420. It's like walk your bike.
Hey, turns out it's not a real event. Don't worry about it.
I mean, we could dig a little deeper in
Yeah.
24. There's definitely a lot more
I feel
stuff
like there were more moments.
that happened.
Interesting people,
I feel like we just like covered what the website covered, basically.
which is important, but
Yeah.
you know,
I mean, there's the bitches.
Oh yeah.
the bitches and the rock drop.
And the rock drop.
The bitches?
Yeah. Go into details about the bitches because
But I didn't ride the bitches
But
this year,
still,
though.
even just witnessing the bitches, like when I did that lap with
Yeah.
you, like people are always talking about the bitches. Is
Were
like
you able to
this-
see them?
This sounds
Yes.
like a feature on the trail.
It is.
Yeah.
Got it.
Massive hills.
So it's their. Are they over a gas line?
It's a gas line.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, people taco their tires, people break their collarbones.
I saw so many people on Sunday with broken collarbones, and I
Yeah.
felt so bad for them because I was
Yeah.
also in a sling.
But it's just like these gnarly, just like hills that are super up, down, up, down. And you know, when you picture that in your mind, it's pretty mild to what the actual, like, what it actually looks like.
Yeah, I'm just picturing a perfect waveform.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Pretty gnarly.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like, they're rutted out too. So it's really easy just to
But there's an option to go around these if you
Yeah,
so
yeah,
choose.
yeah.
It's called Skip the Bitches.
skip the bitches.
Mm-hmm.
Which I was on a borrowed bike at the time, so I skipped the bitches, unfortunately. Next year I would
That's
like
a great
to...
excuse.
right. Yeah. Like, oops.
I'm going to use that one someday.
Yeah.
I'm on a borrowed bike. I can't do
Yeah, I
it.
can't do that, guys. Bike's bar is a loaner.
Next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And did you do the rock drop at all this
Nope.
year? You
Last
did
year.
it last year though.
Last year I barely. I did one of those things where you like get to the bottom and then you almost fall, but then you overcorrect yourself and then you're just like wobbling around. And I got laughed at by the whole crowd of people watching.
Because there's a ton of people watching.
hmm
Yeah.
They were cheering and laughing at me.
And now I'm out.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
But you can also skip the rock drop.
Yeah.
So there are
Yeah.
options to skip both
Yeah.
the bitches and the rock drop.
That's
But-
fair.
But
I
it's
mean,
really
I'd
fun to
much
watch
rather
both.
see someone fall on the rock drop than like make a smooth, ride down it.
It's entertaining.
Yeah.
As long
But
as
to
I don't
be
get
that
hurt.
person, I don't know, I've been a klutz my whole life, so
I mean, if you have the balls to drop in and do the rock drop, like whether you master
you're a
it
hero
or you
no matter
fall,
what
like,
at that
it's still
point.
badass. Yeah.
Mostly the whiskey tree, good people.
Really, we spent like 90% of our time at the whiskey
Yeah.
tree.
Yeah.
There were fires going there all night. One of the fires
Tinder,
was in a
a
porcelain toilet.
Yep.
Oh yeah, the toilet fire.
That kept breaking because, porcelain under
Yeah, it was a
heat,
terrible idea, but
right, it like burst, and so very dangerous.
so there's an
But-
exploding toilet fire. Mm-hmm. Whiskey bottles hanging from a tree.
Mm-hmm. Unicorns.
Yeah.
Sounds like an environmental disaster.
I mean, they gave a speech at the beginning because, like, the rancher, it's a ranch, operating ranch. And so he basically said that, like, he's been super impressed year after year that people actually clean up their shit. And so, I mean, I'm sure someone cleaned up that toilet, hopefully.
Yeah.
But it just, even,
It was
like,
cleaned up the
driving
next
out,
day.
like, there was almost zero garbage on any of
That's
the
good.
grounds. I mean, you're talking about people are tent camping, even RV camping, and the fact that everyone kind of chipped in and picked up their trash was pretty cool.
So I think like Burning Man follows like leave no trace protocol.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I assume there's some.
It
Same
is, but
style.
sometimes you get those people in there that like have a huge RV and they look like assholes, and so you expect them kind of leave their trash.
At a mountain bike race.
But still, it's like a 5-room RV for 2 days. You're like, what? But and I'm sleeping in a tent. But yeah, but no, people are good.
Yeah, it was clean. It was super clean.
What's Becky the Bodacious Beginner?
So Becky,
Is this a person you met?
Kind of.
she's a person. She's a blow-up doll.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Who also lives at the Whiskey Tree.
I got super abused Saturday night. She got a flashlight stuck
Yeah.
up her ass.
Poor Becky.
I know. She glowed the rest of the night, though. It's funny. The sticker that I got was Becky got popped on 24 Hop.
Yeah, blow-up doll in the middle of the desert with all the cactus around. She did not have a very good chance.
Man, that's a nightmare scenario.
Right.
I guess we didn't ask if Becky got replaced every year, or if it was the same one.
I bet she.
Yeah, does Becky come back every single year?
I think
Is
she
that-
does.
But is
Okay.
it the same Becky?
I think it's a different one each time.
Just a series of Beckys.
Yeah.
They just get like a pool raft repair kit to
Seriously,
patch up
yeah.
every year.
Well, one guy was mad that she didn't look the same as she did last year.
Oh,
They
I
took her
didn't
out
know
of the
that.
thing, and yeah, he was all upset.
Oh, buy your own.
Yeah, Angela got to ride one lap with me.
Yeah, so I borrowed her sister's bike the last day. So I guess rode the trail unofficially. I wasn't supposed to, but
Yeah,
They were pretty chill about
they
that,
were
though.
super. By the last day, people are drinking.
Yeah,
So.
there was a whole team of
Yeah.
5 that rode their last lap together.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I was a little paranoid at first because they have photographers everywhere. I'm like, I'm
Yeah,
going to be the
one photographer.
asshole that doesn't have
Wait a minute.
yeah, exactly. But it was fine.
Yeah.
It was definitely a party. Like a lot of people came a couple days earlier, rode the course, and then didn't actually enter into the race, and they just kind of stayed the rest of the weekend and partied. So
No pressure that way.
no, right? Yeah, you still get to have fun and
The goat show.
oh yeah,
What is the goat
There's
show?
this camp that comes every year.
yeah, from California.
Yep.
They come there like the week before or something
Yeah,
ridiculous.
they set up super early. They have a sweet
just live
setup
out there.
where it's just basically a bar, and then they have tables, like half mannequin leg table things, and they had a panty launcher.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, first day without even asking our names, they're like, "Do you have panties for the panty launchers?" Like that
We're like,
was
"What?"
just their introduction to us. Like, okay, get back to you.
Yep. Their fires are always going. They're always partying. That's good camp. I made a weird mouth noise.
If you guys set up your own camp, what would you do?
Well,
Sky's
we're-
the limit.
Camp Crystal.
Bottomless budget.
Camp Crystal, we would get a huge amount of crystal hauled in, carve rooms out of it.
Yeah,
And
that'd be great.
That
Like-
rancher would love that.
the hotel
Yeah.
you're talking about.
Yeah, the cows could use it after
the
we're gone.
Infinite Hotel.
The Infinite Hotel, only it would be carved out of crystal, and that's where
That's
we
a
would camp.
deep cut, Allison. The Infinite Hotel Paradox.
It's the only way.
Just Google it.
Any other camp editions if you had a bottomless thing besides the Infinite Hotel?
I mean, we talked about doing an RV and being the asshole with 5 rooms and the
Angela's
luxury.
obsessed with RVs. We discovered this about
We never
her.
realized how much Angela knew about RVs until this trip.
She knew the make and the model, the everything.
It's mostly vans
And Vans,
and
that's
camping
true.
gear. I'm a bit of a nerd when it comes to gear, so
Yeah, you are.
Guess I didn't realize it until I started spitting shit out, and then I got called out for it.
Nothing wrong with that.
No.
Just passionate about vans.
I guess so, yeah.
But no, we talked about maybe renting one for next year, all coming back, signing up for a solo race, just kind of like how we would do things a little bit differently.
I think the biggest thing is because the weather sucked.
The weather was rough. It was so cold.
I mean, I think Saturday night I had like 7 pairs of pants on. And,
Oh, wow.
And
Yeah,
3
we
jackets.
got to the point where like every piece
We
of
couldn't
clothing we
move.
owned was on our bodies
Yeah.
somehow.
Yeah. It was freezing.
Layers on layers.
Doesn't Joey do that in Friends?
Yeah. With the sweaters.
That's what I'm imagining. Is
That's
3 of you.
Probably
yeah, we were just like
yeah.
shapeless
Yeah.
balls of sweater just like rolling through the whiskey tree.
Yep.
We can
Let's
get
talk
out.
about
Yeah.
Wednesday night rides and how much I miss them.
Yeah.
Fuck, I am getting pretty sick of winter.
Yeah. I
mean,
cried
it's been a
today when
long-
I saw snow.
Oh,
I'm
no.
just, I mean, not really cried, but you know. It's depressing. I want warm weather.
I mean, you can ride your bike in the snow.
I just don't want to. I don't care to.
It's fun.
Yeah, I mean,
I believe you.
It is fun, but it's not like my first choice of activities. So you come in all soaking wet, like, nah. I'd rather just. I want to be in a t-shirt and shorts. I want that sun on the back of my neck. I
yeah.
Sounds
fucking
good.
daydreaming
Sounds so
about it.
good.
So good.
Oh.
I got in trouble today for riding my bike up the double at Cannonsburg because it's not the bike trail. And then they told me to leave.
They told you to leave
You got kicked out of Kansas.
on a Wednesday?
Damn, Allison.
The dude rode his little snowmobile up the hill and was like, "Hey, this isn't the trail." I'm like, okay, we'll leave.
Oh, sorry. See you tomorrow.
Right?
Can we ask you questions?
Yeah,
on
I
your
know. I feel
podcast?
like I have. Like,
Go
I don't.
for it.
Can I turn the table?
Yeah, ask me questions.
Who was your like bike person?
Like they got like
Yeah.
me actually. I mean, I was working at a Boy Scout camp, and it was just the easiest way to get around.
Owasapi?
It was the one right next door to Owaspie.
Oh.
Which one's better?
Owaspie has the mountain bike trails, so currently them. But yeah, a bike was donated, and I was riding it around, and I was like, shit, I can go everywhere. And I was a program director, so I got to make sure everybody all over camp has all of their stuff and what they need. So like, just having a bike, I could visit like all 8 or so program areas within like a half an hour. And so yeah, it was just sort of like, cool, I love this, I want this. But then like a week in, the crank arm fell off, and I didn't know at the time because the bottom bracket had just been fucked. So like I just needed to replace the bottom bracket, and that bike would have been great. But yeah, so it broke, and then it fell out of my life, and I couldn't really bike anymore. And then yeah, I moved to the Holland, and I got a shitty Dick's Sporting Goods mountain bike, and I was commuting to and from Target, where I was working at the time, and it just like, I know, I fell into it. Like I started like, and because I worked at 4 a.m. At Target, so I would
4 a.m.
yeah.
at Target.
Yeah, flow team. It's you unload the trucks with all the stuff.
Oh,
that
I did that at Pier 1.
Yeah, oh yeah, they come off so fast. But yeah, so it was like at 4 a.m. So I would bike to this IHOP at like 10 p.m. and hang out all night long, just drinking coffee and eating pancakes and reading about bicycles online, and taught myself everything.
Here you are.
Wow.
Yeah,
All right.
moved to Grand Rapids and did it.
And made some friends.
That's the bike origin story.
I like it.
It's a good origin story.
It's very interesting.
It is interesting how everyone got into bikes.
Yeah. We have a great community in Grand Rapids. Everyone's so nice.
It's hard to be mad. I want to be like, God damn it, the situation needs to be better. We need more bike lanes, but we got a lot. Like,
Yeah, we're doing pretty good.
We are, yeah.
we just need more people biking now.
Yeah, everybody.
It's getting there. I feel like last summer there was more bikers on the road than I've ever seen before. Probably not the most responsible bikers. I think there was a lot of like
Yeah.
unfortunate beginner bikers, but but yeah, it's definitely, downtown was busy. So I work downtown, and I think commuting downtown with my car, you notice more bikers.
Yeah, I want to work. My job was 15 miles away, and it fucking sucks because I have to drive no matter what. It's by the airport. It's 30 miles every damn day.
That's a lot.
I never thought I'd be living in a major city and having to drive 30 miles to and from work.
Yeah, that blows.
Yeah. So
I've been lucky
I'm
enough-
glad it's coming to an end.
Yeah.
Great, yeah, April.
Yeah.
That's a plus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Need to start selling t-shirts or something.
I'd buy one.
Oh, good. 20 bucks down.
You have my support.
Perfect. Do you have any other questions for me? I'll try not to go on a 5-minute journey.
How'd you meet your fiance?
She was working for me at the scout camp.
Oh, scandalous.
Yeah, and I was a good boss. I didn't do anything at work. It was never I never even made a move or anything until after her contract ended.
Day after.
It's a summer camp, so you got to be professional.
Got like
the
a
whole time.
calendar, marking down
her
the
contract.
days.
It's way too cute.
Yeah, 1 week away.
I never. Well, so it's so stupid. My God. So she shows up to interview, and she does fine. And I look at the assistant camp director. I was like, one of these idiots is gonna fall in love with her. And ta-da!
It was you.
Yeah, I know, right?
That's so funny. So if anyone wants to ride next year,
You guys got a great grift about the individual thing.
yeah.
Yeah, and more
Hit
the
us up.
merrier.
Yeah.
Like, I want to create a compound next year.
I would love to have
would
a
be
Grand
fun.
Rapids team and compound.
So compound sounds a lot more threatening. It's like, I don't know. It's like
Mad Max
I
in the
think
desert.
compounds are like, yeah, what weirdos have out in the woods.
I mean, we are out in the desert.
It's kind of
drinking whiskey, you know,
Moonshine.
hallucinating and whatever else. So
People get on Tinder in this 24-hour town.
I was wondering if anyone was going to go there.
I was gonna say
Yeah,
my
someone
peers
said
are me.
Tinder earlier, and I was like, maybe I should double back to that.
There's dates. People go on dates.
Yeah, 24-hour town.
this
There's like
town.
Tinder dates.
You
So
should, for your camp, have like a really romantic restaurant.
I should.
It was Valentine's Day. We got here on
It was.
Valentine's Day.
Yep.
Yeah, we could have like a little moonlit, candlelit dinner.
Yeah.
Serve some spaghetti.
Spaghetti.
It's like Ladies in the Tramp, or Lady and the Tramp.
Ladies and
Ladies.
in our case, it
Yeah,
would be ladies and
I've
tramp.
never actually seen the movie.
Only that one scene
Yeah,
with
yeah.
the pasta.
That's all
yeah.
you need, right?
So we're all single. And so we downloaded Tinder individually.
Scaled the distance down to 1 mile,
1 mile.
but then opened everything else to like all ages, all
and the
everything.
ratio, I mean, it's like what, 30 male
Oh, there's so
to
many.
1 female.
Yeah.
So any single ladies out there,
Fish in a
24
barrel.
up. Yeah, it's nice.
And then we just went and liked every single
Right,
thing to see who came
Right.
up.
But you're also like in the desert with like minimum like cell service. And so I think Allison was the one that first downloaded it and nothing was happening. Or it was you, one of us, and nothing was happening. And the next morning, opened it up and it was like,
Bam.
bam.
So what if your campsite has like an analog Tinder? Because cell service is so bad. You like show up and you get your picture taken and then just added to like a catalog of people around the campsite.
Send it off.
Yeah.
Paper airplane style.
That's a great idea.
That is actually. I would prefer that probably better. Yeah.
That would be fun.
It seems
I like
more
this
charming
better than
Tinder.
the carved crystal infinite room.
Yeah, analog Tinder.
Yeah.
Cool.
Tinder and romance is the theme.
Yeah. Pasta dinners. Yeah. But yeah, we were laughing at dinner earlier because we're still getting matches from that weekend.
Oh, yeah.
So we're like, you know.
Just random
some-
messages from
yeah.
people 1,500
Yeah, we're like
miles
swiping.
away.
We're like, oh, this guy's cute. Oh, he likes mountain biking. Oh, he's 1,500 miles away. Okay.
You're like, see you next year. Bye.
Yeah. Pretty much.
All right, that is going to do it for the Wheel Friends podcast. Thanks again to Angela, Allison, Theresa for coming over and sharing their experience. Thank you, the listener, for listening to the show. I know there's a million other podcasts out there, literally, but you chose to spend a half hour with this one, and I thank you for it. Coming up soon, I'm going to be making a guest appearance on The Robin, a podcast that my friend Joel makes. You might remember Joel from episode 30-something, Dunking on Cars with Joel. So I'm going to be joining up with him, talking about the Michigan DSA and biking and transit and all sorts of other things. So be sure to check them out sometime. Check us out on social media. Promise to be posting more soon once it's warm and sunny out and worth taking pictures of. We'll be there. So yes, I believe that will do it. Go ride your bike.
Pickleball fun bonanza time. Obstacle course. Oh my god! Oh fuck! I got a bike on top. Oh no!